This is for you if your plan is to go into cassava supply business. Maybe you have watched series of my video on this topic and you want to take action but you don't know what to do. I'm making this video because many people have reached out to me before now, not one, up to 300 or let me say 500 people or more have reached out to me, and what they are asking me is, how can I start this cassava supply business? I've made a video, and I think in that video I explained how I started my own company or how I started my own cassava supply business. And many people who watched that video, I was expecting that they should listen to how I started and duplicate what I did. But I discovered that many people, after watching the video, they still come to me and ask me, how can I start? I also want to go into this business. So I decided that it would be better for me to make a separate video. This one, I'm not telling you how I started. I want to show you how you can also start your own. You're in Nigeria, or you can relocate to Nigeria and stay there and do this business. This video is for you. So all you have to do for me is to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video, stay connected and watch to the end. Please, when you have gotten value from this video, the best thing you can do to me and also help other people is to share this video across all your platforms so that people who watch can also be able to start this business. Now, this is not a business that you should hide. I know in the part of our world where we are, many people don't feel safe sharing the information that have made them money. They feel, okay, if I share, people will call me and the whole market will, no, it's not like that. Don't do that. That is not how to grow. You cannot grow by hiding information. Nobody hides information and grow. When you share more information out, you grow more. There are many people who reach out to me from my content, and I listen to their conversation and I grow. Some of them have become my business partners. If only I decided, let me hide what I know, I wouldn't have met them. Some of them I have contacts saved in my phone of people that have been watching on television, on people that I've read in books that maybe I think I'll never see them. But they reach out to me today. Why? Because I decided to share my knowledge. I decided to share the mistake I've made in business. I decided to share where there is money in agriculture. Many people have been making this money, but they are not willing to share. And because I'm sharing, I will have a network that they would never have in their life. So don't be like them. Share this video so that other people can watch. So a step-by-step guide. You have watched my video, you want to start cassava supply business. This is information that if you come to me, I will charge you. I will tell you, okay, pay me maybe 150,000 or 200,000 or 300,000, sometimes even 500,000, so that I will teach you. But I can't do that for long, and I will not be able to handle. Right now, I have over 157 people that reach out to me that they need a guide. They are willing to pay. That is just it. They want to pay me money to teach them, but I will not be able to handle such. I have a lot of other projects that I do. So even though they are going to pay me, I will not be able to handle it. And most times, I don't receive money from people when I know I will not be committed. I'll stop. Maybe before then I will receive, but you see my new life, I don't want. Anything that will stress me, I don't want. So the best way I can reach out to a wider audience and teach 4,000, 20,000 people at once is to drop the detailed information that I would have charged you coming to my WhatsApp here for free. So here you're not paying $1, you are going to get it for free. And if you get this one for free and you're not satisfied, when you come to me, if I charge you, that one is different case. So let me show you now. So the first step you need to do is to understand cassava market. Now, understanding cassava market simply means there are certain things you need to know. Now, you know that yes, there is something called cassava you can sell and make money. But where are they producing this cassava? Which state is producing this cassava? Now, when you understand the state that is producing cassava, you have to also understand, do we have season that there is more cassava available than other season? These are questions. Or you ask, is it a seasonal product? Do we have season where you don't have cassava? Do we have season where we have more cassava? Yes, we do. We have some season where a ton of cassava from farmers you can buy for 300,000. We have a season where a ton of cassava from maybe your source of off-taking you buy for 50,000 per ton. Sometimes even they will even beg you for 40,000 per ton. So you're coming newly into this business, you have to understand that. So we have this season, and you can't learn this season by sitting in your room. Most times you have to go out and meet farmers. You have to go out and meet farmers. This is business that is going to pay you millions every week. Don't be lazy with it. Pay money to research. Go out, meet farmers, let them show you, explain to them. You're new into this business. You need to know how are they doing it. How can they guide you? These are informations that you need to know. So don't sit in your room and be expecting that you know everything. Go out and ask questions. Understand cassava market. Now, when you understand cassava market, you have to know which variety of cassava is more, because we have some companies that will tell you. Now, all the companies I've listed before, and I'm also going to make another detailed video on that, all the companies that you can supply cassava to, they are not producing the same thing. We have some companies that are producing cassava flour. We have some companies that are producing starch. We have some that are producing ethanol. We have some that are producing gari. We have some that are processing many other byproducts in cassava. So you have to know, okay, which of the cassava produce more starch content. That is, if you're targeting to supply to company that are into starch, if you know all of this, it will give you a competitive edge. You can stand with boldness and speak to them. They will know that even though you are a novice, you have knowledge. You're not just coming as a complete 100% novice. No, you have studied cassava market, know the states, Benue State, Kogi State, Niger State, Ogun, Osun, know all those states, Ekiti, Edo, know those, they produce a lot of cassava. Many other states, Imo, Enugu, know those states. You have to know them. Now, when you know those states, you know that, okay, if I want to go into this business and my state, let's say I'm in Sokoto, or let me say I'm in Kaduna or in Kano, we don't have cassava. Don't be emotional about it. Go to a state that have cassava. This is business. This is what many people, they reach out to me. They are in Imo State and they want the cassava company to be in Imo State. They want the cassava to be in Imo State. No. If the cassava is not in your state, don't use emotion. This is not about regional loyalty. Go to a state that have. I don't buy cassava from Benue State alone. Even though I'm from Benue State and we have a lot. I buy cassava in Niger State. I buy in Kogi State. Now, why I don't buy in Ogun State is because I will not buy in Ogun State, transport cassava from Ogun State to Benue State and make profit. It doesn't make any business sense. If I'm in Edo State or in Benin, let me say, I will not go struggle that from Benin I will move cassava to Lagos. Except if by doing that and I will still make profit. But if by doing such I will not make profit, it's not an emotional thing. I will go to Ogun State that is close to Lagos, Ibadan, that is close to Lagos. I will buy cassava from there and move it to Lagos, sell to those people in Lagos, collect my money. I can use that money and go and build house in my village because I love my state. So don't love your state and be stay in your house and be preaching or be hoping or be asking questions that where is the company in my state. It's not in your state. No stress yourself. Just go to a state, identify a state that number one is good in cassava production. They have a lot and cheaper price. Number two, where the company or the target market, which I'm going to explain to, is, that is where you should are. If there is no cassava production company in Nigeria, go to Ghana, go to Cameroon, go to Benin Republic, go to Niger. You're not a tree, you're not a mountain. Don't stay one place and be expecting all the business opportunity you need should be in Lagos. Where is the company in Lagos? Stop asking those questions. The company is not there. Come to Benue State, go to Niger State, go to Kogi State. If the company is in Edo, okay, go to Edo State and go and buy cassava. Don't be stressing that the company should be in Lagos. Maybe they will come, right? I'm just using an example, you know. So the next step is, step number one, I say, understand cassava market. Study everything you need to study about cassava. All the varieties of cassava, read about them. At least you can do the literature work online. You can visit some of my videos, read. Just learn about them. The head knowledge will give you, okay, which month can I plant cassava? Okay, if I plant cassava, how long is it going to take? If you plant cassava 8 to 10 months, your cassava is fully matured. Okay, you know that. Even though you're only to buy and sell, knowing that will give you more understanding of the market, right? So when you understand how cassava market work, we have a lot of cassava in Nigeria. So you don't need to be importing cassava from, say, Ghana to bring to Nigeria. No, you don't need to do that. Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava in the world. You can go and check. There is no country in the world that is producing cassava more than Nigeria. So if you're in Ghana and you want to do cassava business, you don't need let me say a visa. You can get visa on arrival. Come to Nigeria, stay, do all the documentation that you need to stay to stay legally in Nigeria. Reside in a place where there is business. Do it and make money. We have Nigerians who are in Ghana doing business. Why shouldn't you travel? Don't stay in one place, right? So decide your supply market. Now, who are the people that you want to supply your cassava to? Now you have known a community that have cassava in commercial quantity all year round. So the next target is, who do you want to be supplying this cassava to? Now, when you know who you want to supply the cassava to, you will know which cassava they need and which type of cassava they need and what they are doing. So someone like me who supply to Pure Biotech mostly, I know that Pure Biotech, they don't have much specification. When you bring cassava to them, they buy. All they need is, they don't want the cassava to be rotten cassava, right? They don't want the cassava to be bad. They want fresh cassava, good one. So when we are buying cassava, we know that this cassava I'm sourcing should not stay more than 3 days before I will take to the factory. So we put that into perspective when we are sourcing cassava. We know that we are not going to a community that it will take us 1 week to bring the cassava, because when you get to the company, they will check. They will say that, okay, the full truck of 10 tons that you have loaded, almost 80% down is rotting. They will not buy. Maybe even if they pity you and buy, they will not pay you good money. So we know that okay, Pure Biotech is a no-nonsense company. They are buying good cassava. They want us to supply good cassava to them. So which community is closer to them? Or which community is accessible by truck all year round? These are the places where we are going to focus. I will not stress myself going to Niger to go and bring cassava that will get bad on the road. No. Then I will lose my money. No. I will just go to a community that have this cassava within this place, buy and bring it and supply. So if, for example, you don't want to be supplying to big companies who are into starch production, pharmaceutical companies, you want to supply to open markets. Open markets, it means that we have some places like in Niger State. I've seen a market like that. I've seen a market like that in Kogi State and also in Ekiti, where farmers harvest their cassava from the farm, load it on a small pickup, bring it to the market square, dump it there, then people come and buy. All those women that are into small scale garri production, they come and weigh by basin. They buy in smaller quantities. Okay, give me 10 basin for this amount. So is that the market you're targeting? You have to understand your supply market. The guys that you're going to supply to, who are they? What are they into? You can't learn this sitting in your room. You have to go and meet them. You want to supply to Pure Biotech, go to Makurdi, search online, Pure Biotech. Their Google map is there. Insert it on your phone. Drive to that place. Meet them. Ask them questions. Let them know what they need. We have companies in Lagos, Ogun State. We have in Ekiti State. Just Google. When you know these companies, you go there, know what they need, ask them questions, how you can supply. Then you know that, okay, you have secured a good off-taking market. Don't go and buy cassava and then start looking for where to supply. There are many people who reach out to me and say, I have 10 acres of cassava and we're about to harvest. Can you help me and sell? I don't know where to sell. I'm like, what were you thinking? This was the first thing you need to do. When you're going into cassava production, stop. Who am I going to supply to? Am I supplying to companies, or I want to supply to small scale garri processors in your community? If they are your target market, you will not go and do 1 million hectares. How many can they buy? You are going to just do a small scale that you can be supplying to them. They are not buying in volume, but they are there and they are good. So you're not depending on one market. And most times they even buy more, they pay better money than all these companies that will supply to. Just that we supply to the company based on the volume they are going to buy. I don't want to be doing one basin. I want to be doing 4 truck, 5 truck per week. So that even if I'm making 10,000 per ton and I'm able to do 100 ton per week, you know how much I've made as net profit. So you need to target a market that can buy your product always and in large volume. Now the next step is register your company. You have first, you know everything about cassava. You know the company you want to be supplying to. Go there as a business. People reach out to me and say, do I need to register a company? When you're coming into agriculture, I will advise you, register an agricultural company. It will give you an edge. I don't like submitting, you can, like for example, if you come to Pure Biotech in Makurdi, they don't insist that you should submit a business account. You can submit Denison, Sekoho, Zenith Bank, or UBA. They will still pay money into it. But my advice is that be a company. Don't come to the company you want to do supply. Then your account number is Chinedu. It doesn't make more sense. Your account number is Esther. No. Let your account number should be Esther Farms Limited. Then Billionaire Farm Limited. Register your farm. Be working as a company. When you register your farm, the fourth step you need to take is to identify and secure what? Off-takers. Remember I've said this, but this one is a bit different, right? So here is this. Your off-takers. Now, your off-takers are people who will be buying this cassava from you. Now, Pure Biotech is an off-taker, but they don't come as a company to buy from you. So let's assume you want to go into cassava production now. You produce your cassava. Who are the people that are going to buy from you? Or you want to also be supplying, right? And you produce the cassava yourself. You need an off-taker. Someone like me, if I have, once I'm done establishing, we are still yet to have brains in our states. Some of us, like in Benue State, we have not gotten sufficient rains yet for us to start production. But let me say, if I have my 15 hectares of farm, right? Who are the people that are coming to offtake from me? Who are the guys that are coming to offtake? Am I supplying direct to the company, or I have another third party who is coming to buy from me? So you need to identify that. Then when you are done, the fifth step is arrange your transport system. Arrange your transport system. You need to have a good logistic in place. See, I keep saying this, that logistic is 99% of the reason why you will not make profit in supply business. Do you know how much these guys charge us per truck? Sometimes they can charge you up to 1.2 million. They can charge you up to 500k. They can charge you up to 900k. Now you just predict how much is your profit. If a logistic company is going to charge you for, say, a 17 ton cassava load, and they are charging you, say, 750,000, how much is your profit? So they are going to take bulk of your money off. So you need to arrange. And the truth of the matter is that if you're starting out, maybe you don't have money to buy your own truck, I would advise you that you don't buy cassava yet. Before you buy cassava, maybe you got cassava cheap. No, that is not the most important thing. The most important thing is cheap logistic, not cheap cassava. You can always get cheap cassava, but cheap logistic is hard. So before we buy cassava, you have to reach out and make calls, arrange with drivers. I'm buying cassava on Monday, and I will be expecting that you be here, social community, by Tuesday, and move that Tuesday and arrive at the company Wednesday night. Now you have arranged with the logistic company. They know they are coming. So anytime they are working, you are reminding them. Because the truth of the matter is that you can buy cassava cheap in a community, and then you don't have logistic. The cassava will stay there and get bad. That is the sad reality we face in this business, and that will be lost for you. You can get cassava very cheap in your community, but then due to logistic, the cassava will waste there. So before you buy any cassava, your truck should be standby. Even if it's not your own, settle, maybe even make a deposit with a logistic company ahead of time, so that they can come and pick. You follow them up so that they can come and pick your cassava. Now, when you are done with that, the next thing you need to do is to know your numbers. This is where many people reach out to me and say, okay, I have 4 million there, I have 10 million. How much profit will I make? I find it difficult to answer that question, because making profit in this business is determined by 3 key important things. Number 1, your logistic. Number 2, where you source your cassava. Number 3, the type of cassava that you source. Remember, I told you that we have some companies that buy dry cassava, we have some companies that buy fresh cassava. These are different varieties of cassava, right? So if you're buying fresh cassava, you will definitely spend less, because you have lesser activities. As you're buying from the farmers, you're loading straight to your truck. But when you're buying dry cassava, most times you buy fresh, slice it yourself, dry it, buy sack, package inside, and load. Or you can go to an open market and buy the already dry cassava, load it in your sack or in the farmer's sacks, and take it to the company. So these are the things that you have to consider, because when your logistic is good, you make profit. Now people will be insisting, on average, how much am I going to make? When they start that, this person, this kind of mindset, he wants to make loss here. Now let me be frank with you. There are some times where you can supply cassava and make, like, say 10,000 per ton, or 20,000 per ton, or 30,000 per ton. There are instances like that. Then there are instances where you might not make up to that. Maybe you make 15,000 or 5,000 or 10. There are some instances where you can even lose. If during the time of buying, you did not weigh your cassava well, you didn't know what you bought, or maybe logistic delay you and your cassava get bad, when you get to the company, you'll be frustrated. I remember a time where I did a supply, and because the boys that I paid money for to slice the cassava for me, they sliced the cassava, dry it, and did not take care of the cassava well. Most of them turned black. When I brought it to the company, as at that time, the company were buying 350,000 per ton. They paid me 330. They paid me 330. And because they paid that 330, my profit margin reduced. All the calculation that I've done in my head, how much I will make, reduced due to what? Poor handling of cassava from my boys. Can you see it now? So if I did my calculation, I thank God I did not make loss from the D, but the profit margin reduced drastically. Something that was supposed to make big money, right? From 370, or let me say 350, I was paid 330. I lost almost 20. Can you see it now? So if you want to go into this business, these steps I've shared for you will help you. Calm down and understand cassava market. Go to farmers, meet farmers, make sure you know where you want to be sourcing this cassava. Do you want to be dealing with farmers directly, or do you want to be dealing with sourcing companies like me, or do you want to be dealing with cooperatives of cassava farmers like me? I have almost 2,000 cassava farmers in my list, right? So if I have a cooperative now, I can just put all the cassava farmers together and I'll be working with them. And sometimes you can work with cassava farmers in such a way that they will always supply cassava to you. You can give them inputs, give them fertilizer, chemicals to maintain their farm, so that they can be supplying cassava to you. Of course, that model comes with its own risks. There are some farmers who give them money, they go and marry another wife. So you also need to be very careful. I always tell people, it's difficult for you to finance farmers. So when you want to work with farmers, they should be people that have the track record, that yes, when you give them this money, they will do what they collected the money from. I know a friend of mine, we did that business a few years ago, where we bought fertilizer and supplied to some soybeans farmers to give us some certain bags out of how they are going to produce. And because he followed up, they gave us the bags. I know one of my uncle, that is the business he does. He give inputs out to people, and then he monitor them. He's in the village with them, so they can't cheat. He's visiting them back to back to see what they are doing, right? So if you want to go into cassava business, follow this step. Listen to this thing again, because you will reach out to me on WhatsApp and still ask me the same thing I've explained. I will ignore you. I might not answer you. So you have to pay careful attention to what I've said here. It's very simple. Identify your market, visit these companies. I'm going to make a video on that, because I made a video. I even posted a list. Many people are still asking me, where can I locate them? So I think I'm going to make a video, write their address and even their phone numbers and their email for you. Why? Because I want to help you. I want you to make money in this business. I want you to make money. There are many people abroad who have reached out to me. They have some of their relatives, they want me to train, teach them how to also do this business. I welcome some of them. And give my company the opportunity to train them. Right? So you can't sit in your room and want to know everything. Sometimes you have to go out and make research. That is how we do. I just returned from Lagos not too long. Why I was there? To help set up a farm, make my own research, learn more. So you also have to. When I was in Lagos, I visited one company in Lagos that is buying cassava. Many people are in Lagos, they don't know where the company is. Why? Because they are in their room. They have no care. Just search, you see it. I'll put the list of all those companies together and make you know, because I want you to use this commodity. It's available. We have it enough. You should be making millions in a week buying and supplying of cassava. It's available. There are companies that are willing to buy. There are companies that are there to buy. What you need is you need to go to farmers, buy from them. There are farmers who have it in abundance. You don't even need to produce your own cassava. If you produce your own cassava, it's good. But if you cannot produce your own cassava, it's not an excuse. You can always go to where there is cassava in some communities, help these farmers to sell, supply to maybe the people that want to do garri, supply to starch, ethanol, other companies. So these are the steps that I believe they are going to guide anyone to be able to make good decision when it comes to cassava supply business. So thank you for watching this video. All you have to do for me is to like this video, share this video, and you will be blessed. I will also be very happy that you have done that for me. Thank you so much. Stay connected. I remain Denison, your billionaire farmer.